If you woke up tomorrow morning with a sharp, blinding pain in your chest or a bone visibly protruding out of your arm, you wouldn't sit there and tell yourself, I think I need to think a little more positively. You wouldn't try and tell yourself, oh, I think I'm feeling a little weak, let me sleep it off. Rather, you would head right into the emergency room. But when it comes to a heavy, suffocating weight in your chest or a mind that won't stop racing for weeks on end, the story is completely different. We try and hide it, we try to minimize it, or worse, we try and deal with it alone. Here's a fundamental truth we often ignore. Brain is a physical organ. It's plumbed into your cardiovascular system, your nervous system, and your gut. Mental health is as tangibly important as your physical health because they're fundamentally interconnected. When your body is going through acute stress, chronic anxiety, the immune system drops, your blood pressure rises, and your sleep fractures. Conversely, physical illnesses rewrite our neurochemistry. Basically, it is one single interconnected unit. Globally, the numbers are stark. At any given point, 1 in 4 people are struggling through undiagnosed mental illnesses. And we're not talking about any rare anomalies. We are talking about your co workers, your family members, your neighbors, or maybe you. But because of the silent burden of carrying these conditions alone, hundreds and thousands succumb to the ultimate consequences of undiagnosed mental illness. But there is another side to this ledger. We are witnessing a massive cultural shift. More people than ever before are coming into light and sharing their struggles, courageously seeking professional help. Celebrities, athletes, everyday people are now coming up with their stories of struggle and mental health. This isn't just oversharing, it's vital, life saving awareness. It's about telling anyone sitting in a dark room that they are not the first ones to be experiencing what they're going through, and they don't need to be the last ones either. However, this explosion of awareness has created a strange new landscape, and right now we live between two bizarre extremes. On one hand, we have the old guard, these environments where mental health is a strict taboo. In these places, seeking therapy is viewed as a sign of personal failure, instability, and permanent brokenness. In these spaces, people suffer in absolute quiet agony. But on the completely other end of the spectrum, we have a new phenomenon, a hyper exposed, social media fueled trend of instant self diagnosis. You might have seen a lot of videos on 5 signs you have hidden trauma, or if you fidget, you have ADHD. We have reached a point where people are happy to label a normal week of work stress, a normal bout of grief, or a single bad day as a clinical case of major depression and generalized anxiety disorders. Let's normalize human emotions again. Feeling sad is not always depression. Being organized is not always OCD, and nervousness before a speech is not always anxiety disorder. When we pathologize standard human discomfort, we actually dilute the severity of resources available for those having severe clinical conditions. To understand how little struggles accumulate across our lives, let's look at this simple demonstration. Let's think of this glass of water as our baseline emotional and mental capacity. This is our capacity to handle life. Now let's look at what happens across our lifespan. If you're a child or an adolescent, your stressors might look like academic pressure, bullying, or navigating through identity crisis. As we move into adulthood, the stressors change. Now it is financial instability, career issues, broken relationships, and burnout. Further along, the challenges shift. Now it is more about facing grief, losing peers, cognitive and physical decline, and even sometimes isolation in old age. and there the water splashes out. No matter who you are, a teenager or an older adult, we all have a point where the glass does overflow. Seeking professional psychological help is not about admitting defeat. It is about taking a professional help to safely pull out some of the pebbles, some of the stones, some of the difficulties safely out of the glass before it spills out. Sometimes just a few consultations can reset your emotional valve at a space where you are functionally more active. This brings us to the major point of confusion. When people finally decide to seek help, they start using terms interchangeably. They say, I'm going for counseling or I'm seeing a therapist. Because counseling is such a common, accessible term, there is a dangerous misconception that anyone with a sympathetic ear, good listening skills, and a weekend certification can do it. You will hear a lot of people saying, I'm a counselor to my friends. Well, there's a vast, critical difference between a well-meaning confidant, a professional counselor, and a licensed psychotherapist. Let's break down the clinical distinction so you know what you're really looking for. Think of counseling as here and now. It is typically short-term, solution-focused, and deals with current, specific life transitions and issues. If you're navigating a difficult career transition, going through a specific loss, or managing a difficult or immediate relationship breakdown, the counselor will help you with immediate coping strategies and problem solving techniques for that specific event. Psychotherapy, on the other hand, is a deep dive beneath the surface. It is typically long term and focuses on the chronic, recurrent patterns of thinking, feeling, and behaving. The psychotherapist may not necessarily focus on the current stressor, but rather would be more interested to understand the underlying architecture as to why you react to the stressor the way you do. A psychotherapist helps you explore complex developmental trauma, underlying personality patterns, and structural mental health conditions like complex anxiety or clinical depression. To use medical analogy, counseling is like getting physical therapy for a recently sprained ankle so that you can walk again. Psychotherapy, on the other hand, is like undergoing an explorative surgery for a deep, structurally misaligned bone that has caused you pain for all your life. Whether your glass is just starting to fill with everyday life transitions, or you feel that your emotional foundation needs deep structural repair, there is no shame in seeking a professional to help you guide through it. You do not have to wait for a crisis to take care of your mind. If this video helped clarify things for you, hit the subscribe button. Drop your comments in the comment box below on your thoughts about self-diagnosis versus taboo. And share this video with someone who might need to hear it today. Take care of your physical body, take care of your mental health, and I'll see you in the next video.